microwave, Gree air conditioner simultaneously, all from batteries. Information at your fingertips right here. Free camping. Beautiful. Okay guys, Matty Extreme Auto Caravan and Camping with you again today on another massive off-grid setup. We're doing so many of these. This is on a New Age Roadhour. So this has the bunk beds in the rear with the ensuite at the back. So a really, really good size van to be able to get this massive system on. So this one here, a bit different than all my other ones in the smallest of ways, but I'll still go through with you on the specs now. We've gone for two of the PowerPool Mercuries on this one. So these are the 330 amp hour PowerPool lithium batteries. So they've got a continual discharge of 250 amps each. So one of these batteries has the ability to support this Multi+ 12 3000 inverter. Very cool system, guys. So we've gone for a lot of Victron stuff in this again, and you know, we've gone for the Servo Touch 50 up there to be able to see all of the items that are running. So we've gone for the Multi+ 12 3120, the standard multi here, not the Multi 2, which is the larger, flatter unit. We find we can fit more of these in vans. So I've been getting hit up with heaps of questions saying, look, why do you use the Multi 1, why not the 2? Well, they're variable. You know, I might be able to fit a Multi 2 in a spot that I can bring a Multi 1 in. But when I come on site, I always bring both. So I'll bring the Multi 1 and the Multi 2, and when we get there, we work out what's the best fit and best situation. And you can only do that. That's another reason why we're able to customize it to your needs. We're not sort of bound by, well, this is what you've got, that's how it is. No, we make it fit and we make it work. And I'll show you some zoom ups on this, because old mate said, look, I don't want to interfere with too much storage. And you know, who would? Like, under your bed is a really good spot for your tables, your chairs and stuff to get to quick and easy, because you just lift it up. And we've done a division through here, so he's able to still fit his tables and chairs in here. You know, he originally wanted it around his wheel arch, but unfortunately this one is very narrow. I actually couldn't fit anything in there. No matter what I did, I tried every which way possible, and there's just no way I was going to get those batteries and that inverter in that location. So this is why we've compressed everything up here and vented all this. So I'll go through it with you. So yeah, we've got the Victron 12 3000 120 amp Multi+ inverter charger running on all the factory outlets, guys. So this is the Gree air conditioner, so that's running. Got the microwave up there. This has a 3-way automatic fridge, which has 0 potential to run from this inverter. All right, I'll go through that with you in a minute in more detail. We've gone for 2 Victron smart solar controllers. Now these are the 150s, all right, so they're a 50 amp solar controller, smart solar controller. I have 2 of them. The reason I have 2 is they are trackers, 2 trackers on the system, and I've got 2 trackers because 1200 guys, I've got 1200 watts of solar on the roof of this. To be able to fit that much solar on the roof of any caravan is super desirable. When you've got that much power, like it's overcast now and I'm putting in 700 odd watts, that says everything. You can't control solar. It would be great if we could, but we can't, so you just do the best you can. So 1200 watts, guys. 2 strings, 3 in series. All right, so we've gone, I was able to get 3 along this long edge. Like when you can get 3 of the larger 200 watt panels all on one side of the van, that is like super rare, and when you can do it, you do it. So I've got the whole driver's side, the whole right hand side of this van with 600 watts, and the other 600 is on this side. I couldn't get all 3 because of the wiring guards, so we've gone 2 over on the passenger side and then 1 kind of dog legs in at the rear. So they are on a series string. These are on a series string. Another question I get asked heaps, what's the load on your cable? And you know, how are you able to transfer so much energy from the roof all the way to these charge controllers? Well, the key is it's a higher voltage. I've got a 50 odd volt string, 60 odd volt string coming from those 3 panels all the way down to my charge controller, kissing these batteries. They are that close. And even from these charge controllers to the batteries being so close, there's no volt drop. I don't get any energy loss, and that's why we do it. So 1200 watts of solar, guys, running through this system. This is a beast. This is more than enough to keep up with that Gree roof clunker. It's not an inverter style air conditioner, albeit not bad efficiency wise. It's pulling 850 watts at the moment, and I'll show you guys. So it's not like super efficient. It's not as efficient as the Truma Ventor or the Harrier Lights or the Harrier Plus or the Ibis 4, but it's not bad. It's doing a good job. And with this 1200 odd watts of solar and 660 amp hours of lithium, it's going to be more than enough to keep up with this. That's nearly 8 kilowatts, guys. That's a lot of energy storage here. We've gone for vehicle replenish from this one is the Redarc BCDC 1250D. So that is taking care of the Anderson system from the vehicle. So he's pumping in 50 amps from the engine. Solar will come in on top of that. So if it's a fully sunny day and he's getting 1,000 odd watts of solar or more, that and the batteries require it, that 50 will come in on top of that. So it's like over 120 amps. So even if you were to deplete 360 amp hours out of the system and it was 11 o'clock in the morning, in 3 hours you'll fill that up. That's like, I love it. To be able to fill up batteries really fast like this is the day and age where we can do that with lithium. It's all about quick replenishment, getting power back into these batteries as fast as you can, so you don't have to worry about taking time with all these different stages of charging like the old AGMs do with absorb and float and all that stuff. So I've dropped back to 600 watts now of solar. Still running the AC, it's only pulling 20 odd amps. So even if the solar dropped back to half its output, I'm only pulling 20 amps. You heard it just turn off. It's down to 16 degrees in here already. So if my batteries are, I don't know, 100% at 11 o'clock and it's an overcast day, I'm only putting in 600 per hour. I'm only using 20. So in 5 hours of running that air conditioner, I've only used 100 amp hours of battery capacity. I've got 660. So even on a crappy overcast day, this air conditioner, you can run it all day, guys. With a system like this, you do not have to worry about energy. Very, very cool to be able to do that. So with that DC charger, we've fitted a side Anderson plug as always. So I'll make and still plug in a portable solar panel if he wishes. They might be in the shade, might be crappy weather, and they're just running heaps of stuff. They can do that with this system, and it's all monitored up on the display there. Everything is nice and neat and tidy under here, as you can see. Everything has a label. We've gone for the Wi-Fi security alarm system on this. So if someone was to try to hitch up and try to steal this thing, it's going to beep that horn, flash the lights, and grab those brakes. Very difficult to pinch. Very good systems that Wi-Fi are doing there. MIDI fuses along the back edge here with like I said, with a label on it. Got your master ANL fuses and all your master switch and fuse down there. Very easy to see and very easy to deal with. If you're in the bush and someone wants to know something, or if whatever, someone puts a screw through the wall or replaces a bit of cladding, whatever. If you were to short something out, all the fuses are kissing the battery. The idea is to have the fuse as close as practical to the battery as possible. And that's what we've done here. We try and keep it really close. That way if something was to happen, it's going to happen at that point, not from there onwards. And that's why we do it. Everything, like I said, guys, nice and neat. Got the smart shunt down there talking to the servo. The servo is some distance away up on by the fridge there, which I'll show you guys. And it is all controlled there. Once again, this is a factory overlay system. So on a brand new age, it doesn't matter what brand of van it is. This one has the BM Pro Battery Plus PM, okay? No charging is done through it whatsoever. So that's no mains, no solar, and no auxiliary in, which used to be the Anderson plug. Those three charge methods are now taken care of by a much, much larger system. So in comparison, right, balls for balls here, that is a 35 amp mains charger. Well, I've got a 120 amp mains charger. That there is a solar controller rated at about 30 odd amps. Well, we've got 100 here. That auxiliary in there, I wouldn't push anything more than 20 odd amps through it. And you guys that have them probably have seen that. Through the Anderson system, you will barely get through the aux. You will barely get anything more than that. And Hit me up if you do. I'd be very surprised if you do. I've got 50. And I don't know if you can see it. My chargers are that far from the battery. Mains charger, solar controllers, DC charger. Why is that important? Well, those are the devices that are charging your battery. What you feed it with, solar, mains, or your Anderson plug, has to change based on distance. If you can keep the chargers as close as possible to your battery, they will be very accurately charging that battery. Whatever is read and from those chargers will be at the battery because there's no voltage loss. Now from factory, the BM Pro, which gets fitted up in the cupboard, is suffice for the system as it is. A couple of panels, batteries, chassis mounted, that's fine. The problem happens when you start upgrading and you start pushing big numbers and big power. You're adding solar and adding batteries and trying to do this. You don't have to upgrade it, but when you upgrade it, you benefit from your system as a whole. Because really, if you replace one thing, you need to look at the other devices in that system and say to yourself, well, look, do I do it all now to get it right once, or do I just deal with it when the problem happens? Well, through my eyes, I would prefer to have a system that just works. And you do it right to begin with, and you don't get any dramas. I do find that over time, I deal with thousands of people, guys. The people that have issues, it's not everyone, but this is a very, very good rule of thumb here. The people that tend to have issues are people that upgrade only one small part of the system. They don't stand back and have a look at the system as a whole and decide, right, what's going to work? How do I best attack this? And what do I want to achieve from it? And that's what I try and do. I'm always in this phone call with people. I would like to add some solar. And I always say, why? I want to run my air conditioner. Well, that just changes everything. But, I'll get people that say, I want to add more solar. Why? I've got a compressor fridge. Okay, cool. We'll scale it back a bit. We'll look at your battery system. We'll look at the amount of solar you've got. Your camping conditions. Are you in the summer camper type of person? Do you go to one spot where it's always shady? There's just so many variables out there that I try to cover a lot of bases for people to give you a system that just works, and it has to work because everyone is different. This isn't a compressor fridge. This is a three-way gas fridge. So I know that this must be simple and easy for these guys to operate, i.e. when they turn the inverter on, I don't want that fridge coming on AC. I don't want it sensing the inverter and going, all right, we're on the inverter. And then a few days in, they'll wake up with a flat battery because you shouldn't run a three-way fridge on AC from batteries. It's a backup only. The design of it is to run from gas when you're free camping. Same deal with the hot water service. When you turn the inverter on, your hot water service should not come on. All right, that is fact. Your inverter should have no potential to run the hot water service unless you know what you're doing, unless you can manage your power. This is it's a Swift. It's an original Swift hot water service. Yes, it's got a very low element, but this is a family, and you can just picture them going camping, pulling over on the side of the road. All right, I want to make some toast. Bang, turn the inverter on. If they've left that hot water service switch on, or their fridge would have been on anyway, and then all of a sudden it goes straight over to power, and the hot water service is on, and their tank's dry. Well, that's going to burn out their hot water element. That's not good. You don't want that. So, once again, in all my videos, guys, I'll always state this: if there is an inverter on your system, make sure that the hot water service, the three-way fridge, and God forbid the mains charger, if it's just an inverter, are all before the inverter. Simple. They should have zero potential to run from the inverter. The people that have their hot water service and their three-way fridge with the potential to run from the inverter, they understand the system. That means that when they run their inverter, they'll go over to their fridge and shut it down and put it on gas manually, or they'll make sure their switch is off for their hot water. It's only people that understand the system where I offer it to them so they can understand, well, they just understand how it works. So they know their ramifications if they leave it on. But these guys are a family, they shouldn't have to worry about that. So for these guys, quite simply, they will reach up, press a button, and everything will come on. The air conditioner, the microwave, everything. What will not come on is that original battery charger, the hot water service, and that three-way fridge. That three-way fridge will stay on gas or battery if the engine's running. It's an automatic fridge. It will sense mains, but not this inverter. It's before the inverter. Cool, guys. So there it is. Another really cool off-grid setup. 660 amp hours of lithium batteries. Got 1200 watts of solar. two solar controllers going here, two 50 amp solar controllers. Got the Redarc 50 amp DC charger for fast vehicle replenishment. Got the Victron MultiPlus 12 3120 amp inverter charger running on all the factory outlets outside for induction cooking, washing machine, kettle, toaster, microwave, air conditioner, big screen TV, whatever you want, whenever you want, on the side of the road, all at the touch of a button. Enjoy that setup, guys. So got that Gree running now. That's the Gree air conditioner. I got 16 flat out and she's pumping out cold air. I've had it running the whole time I was doing my video, and before that. You can see it hasn't used much energy at all. So 850, I haven't seen it move over this, so it does vary between 750 watts and 850 watts on the coldest setting for the Gree. And we're only putting in 600 watts, guys. It is overcast-ish. But look what we're only pulling. 29, call it 30 amps. So that's pretty good. Even on a really overcast day, running this air conditioner, that's what it's pulling. Now this will cycle off because it's quite cool in here. And it just did a second ago. So it's not, it doesn't pull this 850 the whole hour, just like any AC, but this isn't too bad. Cool bananas. So we will go do-dum-dum-dum. So microwave and air conditioner at the same time, once again, like all of my other videos. See what she's pulling. 136. A couple of thousand watts there. Cool. Never a drama. Never a drama. So, chatting before about the automatic three-way fridges. So this, with the inverters on, this will never come on. It'll go straight to gas. See that? It's trying to ignite off gas. Just like the hot water service up here. See that? Switches on. Okay. The hot water service and this. See, it's all disabled. So no mains charging anymore from this. No solar in. See? No aux in. Right? So that was the Anderson plug. That was the roof solar. And that was mains. It's all obviously now taken care by this. Big solar. DC charging. Big mains charging. It's all here. 50mm cable. Twin sets. Right, so two 50s coming straight out of this, both positive and negative. We've got twin A&L fuses down there. It's a very short run. It's less than a meter. It's just slightly less than a meter per run. Very simple and easy. There's the smart shunt down there, all on the VE Direct. There's the Redarc 50 DC charger, and everything is labelled on MIDI fuses. Easy to see, easy to understand. Pretty much anyone can get here and find out what's going on. There's the PowerPool Mercuries. These are the 330 amp hour models. Same case, just slightly taller. It's actually a perfect battery size in my opinion. You can see that's, if you were to fit two of the other brand batteries to try and get the 600 amp hours, you will not achieve that in this space. That's a fact. Right? You can do your measurements. For me to get anywhere near 600 amp hours in another brand, I would have to chew through quite a fair bit of this. And as you can see, look at the space. So I'm still able to fit blow mold table here, stack them up. I can put camp chairs still in here quite easily. There is still a lot of space there, guys. And that's why we've done this division for old mate. So he's able to still use this storage area quite easily. And this is all out of the way and you don't have to worry about it. We try and be neat with these. You got to remember, this is all done on site, guys. These are not pre-built boards. You can see that. This is all done on site with the customer here, so we can chat about location and where things go. So that's where the whole power system is. And then we go up to the display where everything is controlled. Inverter only, off, on, charger only. Leave it on inverter only. There's the AC current limit. So if you're on a 10 amp supply, bring it up to 10, hit accept. That means it will only pull 10 amps from your side input, nothing more. Very good for your generators. Watch my other videos. Back to menu. You want more information? You can get into it. I'll let this focus. There's your battery. There's your battery temp. MultiPlus, Solar 1 and Solar 2. You can see we're on an overcast day, the variations in solar. You want more info on that battery? Simply click battery. Now the reason it's not showing a time to go is that must mean we're in charge, and we are. We're putting in 30 odd amps because that AC has cycled off. Or 555 watts. That's what's going into the battery. It's a really good charge rate. Not bad for an overcast day. And then you'll obviously get into the history if you want to look at some different stuff. Really cool to look at the history. Deepest discharge, minus 8.2 amp hours. Last discharge, total amount of charge cycles, full discharges, minimum voltage, maximum voltage, and time since last full charge was 1 hour ago. Very cool. All your alarms. Discharged energy and charged energy is something I like to see. It tells me if you've used more of your battery than what's gone in. There we go, that's ramped back up. So now it's going to show time remaining. See, it's saying time to go. It's going to start to calculate 10 days, 9 days. So as that's kicked in, it'll start to work out time remaining at the current usage. So we're pulling 16 amps, 15 amps. Pretty good. And then click back. If you ever get stuck, guys, just hit pages. It's very simple. And within pages, your original page, there are 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then back to the beginning. Right? 1, 2, and 3. This is the control mode. So you got inverter only, off, on, charger only. So back to inverter only for when you're free camping. Off is off for service. On is on in automatic mode. Charger only is when you're on mains power at a caravan park. So inverter only is our situation right now because we are free camping. And there we go. Very cool, guys. I love this screen once again. It just shows you everything. You can see we are using energy from the batteries and we are using solar. It's going up to the inverter and it's coming straight out of the inverter into the AC lows, which is the air conditioner. And it is using 832 watts. But the solar offsetting, we're only actually using 200 odd watts. See? So it works it out. It's very easy to see. This is shore power, guys. When we plug into mains, this will load up and you'll see how much energy is coming in from the shore. The 15 amp supply there. There we have it. Another cool off-grid setup. We're in a very tight driveway here, guys. So I'll put the drone up, get a couple of snappies for you. Might stay in here for another 5 minutes and get cool and cruise on off. Give us a like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, hit us up. Emails, phone calls, messages, whatever you guys got going. Always happy to chat on the systems that we do. Or any questions you guys have for your own systems or you're going to build your own stuff, just let us know. We do this daily and we are absolutely flat out with it and we love our job. So enjoy the off-grid setup, guys.